my fellow Americans. If you think you know politics, think again. I'm Michael Cohen, and every week on When You Know, we're pulling back the curtain on power, politics, media, and the people making headlines. On my new WABC radio show, you'll hear conversations from names that you know. People like Jerry Falwell Jr., Anthony Scaramucci, Alan Dershowitz, and many, many more. Maybe, just maybe, we'll even hear from the president. No scripts, no spin, just real conversations with people who were in the room where it happened. And trust me, we've got some very big surprises coming. Look, I've spent years at the center of politics, controversy, and power. I know the players, I know the stories, and now I'm bringing you inside. When You Know, Sundays at 5 p.m. on WABC Radio, and When You Know Unleashed, wherever you get your podcasts. Because with me, you never know who's going to show up.
If you want all of your data in one place, if you want a single home for all of your entities, if you want to spend more time working and less time searching, you need the Intuit ERP. I know because I'm Damon John, and I run my growing business on Intuit Enterprise Suite, the AI native ERP that's powerful, painless, and proven. Learn more at intuit.com/ERP.
In the squadron, they called him Bullets, but we call him Greg Kelly. Greg Kelly is on the air
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Quick timeout from politics. Oops. Ooh. It's a kick-ass song. She's dead, you know, Bonnie Tyler. Died 2 days ago. We found out yesterday. Some people say that this is my theme song. I need a hero. It's one of those great feel-good music, a real good feel-good song. She also did Total Eclipse of the Heart. That was possibly bigger than this one. Bonnie Tyler, how old was she? 75. Hey, she died in Portugal. That tells me that she invested her money well, probably, did well. All right, rest in peace. Hey, quick time out from the politics and all the noise and all that stuff. We are at Mercedes-Benz of Edison in Edison, New Jersey, a beautiful facility, amazing cars. They have like dozens and dozens of varieties. Doug Wells is the general manager. I wasn't a Mercedes person for most of my life. I got out of school, excuse me. My first car ever was a Pontiac Phoenix that what the hell? It was used. My mom had it as a sales car, and we were able to buy it from the dealership. I used that car. It had a defect, and I remember spinning out once in it, but it was mine, and I loved it. And then once I actually joined the real world, what did I get? I got a Honda Accord, and I got 100,000 miles out of that baby, basically maintenance-free. And then I left the Marine Corps, and I got another Honda Accord. And I ran into a problem with that Honda Accord. I found I could not afford the garage fees. I was living in Manhattan, working as a reporter, carrying my own camera, living in a small apartment, a little box. And I could afford the car, but I could not afford the car and the parking lot. So I had to get rid of that car. And then I got to Fox News, and I got a Honda Accord, and I drove that into oblivion. Maybe 200,000 miles on that thing. And then I met my wife, and she was like, I cannot be seen in a Honda Accord. And she was like, the
image is everything.
Say that again? Doug Wells, the
image
GM.
is everything.
Well, I thought I was the coolest guy in the world, you know what I mean? And every girl I ever dated, I tell them, I got 100,000 miles out of the first one. And I didn't realize until much later that wasn't impressive. But
that is true.
One girl said, you know what impressed me about you? You were not like, you were practical. You weren't trying to show off. And I'm like, but that was very rare. And she was so high maintenance in every other way except the automotive way. So that never worked out. But now that I have stepped up with my wife's encouragement to Mercedes, and oh, by the way, I would like to talk about this, Doug Wells. I think Mercedes, I think ultra luxury, which there is ultra luxury, but there is a fairly wide price variation. Is that fair to say? I mean, you got the
Our cars range from the low 40s into the 200,000 plus category.
a very, and there are cars like you could buy a Honda for more than $40,000.
People don't realize that Mercedes-Benz, we have a lot of models that are just as affordable as a lot of the lesser brands, like a Nissan or a Honda. And the other thing is your insurance on a Mercedes, believe it or not, actually it ends up being lower than most of the other cars that are out there because it has the lowest theft rating and the lowest fatality rating.
No kidding. Lowest theft. Why the lowest theft?
Very hard to steal unless you have the key.
Huh. How about that? And as far as accident, safety.
Safest car in the world I had last year, I got rear-ended twice within 3 weeks. One time, somebody on the Garden State Parkway doing 70 miles an hour, and I was at a dead stop. I did not go to the hospital.
Wait a second. Wait. You look great. wait, dead stop, 70 miles per hour?
Coming up the Garden State Parkway, everybody came to a dead stop. Car behind me couldn't stop or didn't realize everybody was stopping and rear-ended me.
And he was going 70 miles per hour.
And the state trooper, and their car was a mess. The state trooper said, "Thank God you were driving a Mercedes-Benz." And 3 weeks earlier than that, a senior in high school driving a big Jeep Wrangler raised off the ground. I was sitting at a traffic light, rear-ended me at about 45 miles an hour.
Oh, my gosh.
Her airbag went off. I cared more about her being safe because she was a young lady in the car. But the bottom line is the car did the job. And I always tell people, don't listen to me because I sell these things. But ask anybody you know that's a police officer or first aid squad, they will tell you that when they see car accidents, the people in the Mercedes-Benz fare the best.
Well, that is amazing to know. And I think about these things more and more because now it's not just me. I have
the two little ones.
The two little ones who are getting bigger by the moment, but we have the car seats in the back for the 6-year-old and the 4-year-old. By the way, do you happen to know off the top of your head when we can get rid of these car seats? Because I don't like having to strap them in. It's all special, you know what I mean? And I want to just kind of, how old?
Well, right now, so it'll go up to about 9 years old, and it's based on weight. But you should, at their age, you almost should be in a booster seat by now.
One is in the booster. The other one is in the car seat. Let me ask you this. When can I start putting them in the front seat?
It's highly not recommended, only because they tend to...
No, I mean, I'm in no rush, but I want to know, like, generally.
I would say when they're probably at least 12 years old. 12.
All right.
And they get, because this way they could wear the seatbelt properly.
You know, back in the day, I remember I was much younger, but it was different back then. You know, driving with my dad in a Volkswagen. Memories are made in cars, right?
100%. I remember being in the back of the Colony Park station wagons in the third row without seatbelts or anything, just making fun of people when we were in the back, looking out the back window.
By the way, we're not talking politics right now, and I've noticed, just kind of going through certain celebrities I know who drive Mercedes from both sides of the spectrum, far left, ultra MAGA, whatever. Nobody really. It's up for grabs. You know what I mean? It's a jump ball. It's not a political game what car you choose, unless it's a certain. I'm not going to get into that, but you welcome everybody and. Basically, people from all walks of life drive Mercedes. Fair enough?
100%. Because the reason people buy a Mercedes-Benz is to feel special, and the car does make you feel special. But I always tell everybody, especially when I see them walking with a family, it's the most important reason. It's not the star on the hood. It's because it's the safest car in the world.
Safest car in the world.
They own every safety patent you could think of.
And I have noticed that there are features about this car. Now, look, my dealer showed me the ins and outs, and I've got the book, but I still feel that I'm discovering little things about the car, right? I mean, it's almost a lifelong journey with the car. I'm still learning about it.
Thank God we met after. Otherwise, you would have got the car here.
And it's almost you can go to school for this stuff. What is one thing about a Mercedes that people don't know that might surprise them?
I'll give you a perfect example. Is they invented the collapsible steering column.
No kidding.
So that when you have a head-on collision, the column will move out of your way. It'll move so it'll prevent your body from getting damaged. They invented crumple zones in 1956, and crumple zones are designed to absorb all the energy that comes through, which is actually what causes you to break bones and stuff in a car accident.
How about that one? And what's the top speed of one of these babies?
Some of our cars could hit over 200 miles an hour.
Can I ask you this? One thing I've always wondered. When I was a kid, like I saw the speedometer, right? The speedometer back then went from 0 to like 120. The speed limit in America at the time was 55. Like, I want a car that has the capacity to go very, very fast, even though I don't go very, very fast. Why is it important to have the capacity to go very, very fast? And I'm glad the government's not messing with that. Don't get any ideas, but if you need, let's just say that you were trying to get, even like with a boat, and you're trying to avoid a storm.
So like this past weekend, we had the storms that ripped through the Raritan Bay when we had all the tall ships waiting there. So everybody that was out there with these boats, full speed ahead through no-wake areas to get back and get away from the storm. So you need to have that power and ability to avoid that. Let's just say you were trying to avoid a tornado, a hurricane, a flood. You need to have that extra power when it's needed. Now, you go to Europe, you can drive on the Autobahn, especially through Germany, which does have speed limits, but all of a sudden they'll say no speed, and you go, and everybody tends to pay attention. Left lane is for passing only. If there's no passing, you stay in the other two lanes. And those people in Europe, when somebody's coming up on them fast, they literally move over right away. That's not like the United States. You'll get somebody just doing 50 in the left lane on a New Jersey Turnpike. And you need to have that power. If you had to avoid a truck, so there's a lot of reasons why you need the power. And if sometimes you're out in Nevada and in the desert and you got a whole wide open road and nobody around and you want to just see what the car can do, you let it go.
Now, we're not getting political, but I do want to tell you something that you may not know about Mercedes and politics. I happen to know, and I know this for a fact, that President Trump owns a Maybach. Maybach. Is it Maybach or Maybach, by the way?
I pronounce it Maybach.
Maybach sounds very, very, classier.
Yes.
It sounds classier.
He's been a Mercedes-Benz driver for a very long time.
Oh, so you knew that. I thought I was laying down a state secret here. Okay, so it's true. And I don't know if he drives himself anymore. And, of course, he's got these big black SUVs now, and they're all souped up. And he's got the Beast. And, there's also the Cadillac relationship with the White House. But I knew, actually, and he would drive it up to his house in Greenwich, Connecticut, a Maybach. Where is Maybach from? And I feel like all of a sudden, I never heard of a Maybach, and then maybe, 10, 15 years ago, I heard about Maybach, like all at once. Is that my imagination? Has it always been around? Why was there so much Maybach talk?
So Mercedes-Benz, I did know it originated in Germany. So Karl Maybach was another person from Mercedes-Benz back in the day, and they made an ultra-luxury sedan. It's like they used to have a car called the Pullman, and the Pullman was this special big giant luxury sedan that they needed. Then back in the mid-2000s, Mercedes-Benz decided to come back out with the Maybach. They made a 57, made a 57S, and they made a 62 and a 62S. And that was that car that people first originally saw, the Maybach, and it's a car that could compete with a Rolls Royce or a Bentley. That's real special, handcrafted, hand-built special car.
I don't want to bring up carjacking, but I don't, sometimes you hear about carjacking. For a long time, we didn't hear about carjacking. Then I heard about carjacking again, and now I don't hear about it anymore. It seems like there's a million ways to catch a guy who steals a car with all the technology inside, the GPS. It seems like it would be a very, very foolish thing for somebody to steal a car thinking that they can get away with it. You have any thoughts on anti-theft technology and all that stuff? It just seems like it's almost impossible to pull off.
Big Brother's watching every single thing you do. So these cars travel between the states that have the road cameras, the location devices that are in all these vehicles. They make it very, very safe. God forbid somebody loses control and ends up in water or something. People will know where that car is located. Like Mercedes-Benz is designed that the windows will automatically roll down when the car hits water and it's sinking, so that helps people get out of the car so you don't have to worry about breaking the glass.
Right.
So with theft, it's very hard. People don't want to steal the car. They're going to steal the car. They're going to find a way to steal the car. And believe it or not, the cars that they're stealing sometimes aren't the cars you think they're stealing. They're stealing the cars like a Honda Accord. I think that's the number one stolen car, if I'm correct.
Yeah, somebody told me that, and I didn't believe it, but now you're telling me that, so how about that? Well, I'm glad I got rid of that car because
now you're safer.
Well, listen, Doug Wells, GM of Mercedes-Benz of Edison, thank you. I'm going to switch back to partisan politics. It could get ugly, so I'm going to cut you loose for a little while. Doug, we thank you. And I don't want to prejudge your politics. We don't talk politics. We just talk Mercedes-Benz, and we love them. And we really, really thank you for having us today.
Well, thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Oh, and not only that, they gave me a fleece vest.
By the way, that looks really good on you.
I see these finance guys wearing them, and they look so cool. And
you're going to wear that on the plane tonight?
You think, well, I can pull it off, right?
I think you should.
The Mercedes-Benz logo, it doesn't look like I'm showing off or anything like that.
No, but I'm sure maybe people will know that you were here.
Exactly.
And at least they'll know I did say I would give you a vest, and you got a vest.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, folks, we special program today, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Edison on Route 1, right here in Edison, New Jersey. And Ray Katina, the legend, we thank you as well for hosting us. We'll be right back.
Anyone can sell electronics. At Electronics Expo, they do more than sell products. They design, install, and support complete technology solutions. From home theaters and whole home audio to lighting, shades, automation, networking, security cameras, and premium entertainment systems. For over 22 years, they've helped thousands of homeowners experience technology at its very best. See the difference for yourself. Visit their Wayne or Paramus stores in New Jersey or shop now at electronicsexpo.com.
Greg Kelly
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Hey, everybody. We are back, and I am so privileged to be sitting with Bob Orban. He's 94 years old today. Happy birthday to this Korean War veteran. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You look great.
I feel great, and I'm sitting here with you, which is a privilege. And I haven't got a pain in my body.
How did you pull that off? By the way...
Well, no, you see, let me tell you one thing.
Please.
You're talking to a full-blooded gypsy.
What do you mean?
A gypsy, I'm 94 years old. That's normal for a gypsy. Maybe for somebody else, some other nationality, 94 may be a big number. For a gypsy... it's normal.
I mean, forgive me. I don't know the gypsy. I mean, I kind of, so are you Armenian? Is that it?
You see, we have the gypsy.
Tell him you're Hungarian.
Tell him you're Hungarian is what she said.
I'm a Hungarian gypsy. My mother's family, the Jula family, was one of the 3 original gypsy tribes in Hungary.
Huh.
And the whole trouble, the gypsies have a bad reputation that we steal.
I heard, but
now,
I mean...
wait a minute. No. There's a difference between stealing and borrowing for keeps. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Now, I myself, I tell people every once in a while, I'll be talking to a friend of mine on the phone and they're not feeling well, and I'll tell you, I will tell them that I'm going to give them a gypsy prayer. I said, but the only problem with this prayer, sometime next week, you may get the greatest urge to steal.
Well, now that we've engaged in some good old-fashioned stereotyping, when we come back, I want to talk about your heroism in the Korean War. And you weren't fighting for Hungary or Liechtenstein or Armenia. You were fighting for the good old USA.
You're damn right.
Bob Orban, 94 years today, American hero and colorful man. Stay with us, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Greg Kelly, entertaining and informative
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, we are back, and there is a lot of fascination with something that I think is a open and shut case. Tyler Robinson, the alleged assassin of Charlie Kirk. Gosh, I remember. Do you remember? I remember where I was in the WABC studio when I heard. And, it's... I'm so privileged to have known Charlie Kirk and to have met him several times, and he was very, very helpful to me. and someday I'll go into detail. But I miss him, and so the preliminary hearing. I don't know why this preliminary hearing has to go on and on and on. I mean, for crying out loud, why don't we go right to trial? Kind of reminds me of the O.J. Simpson case a little bit, right? They overcomplicated everything. But having said all that, we are seeing the evidence, and some of it, again, is like, it's so obvious this guy did it. Now, Lance Twiggs is the transgender boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever, of alleged shooter Tyler Robinson. And Tyler Robinson apparently confessed to Lance Twiggs, his roommate/boyfriend, who was trans and a furry, whatever that is. We're going to talk to Bob Orban in a minute, the Korean War veteran. You never had to worry about or think about transgender during the Korean War, right? Didn't come up much. I know. No, of course not. It wasn't a thing. It was unthinkable, for crying out loud, right? Absolutely. Yeah, no.
Oh, are you talking to me now?
Yeah, the transgender.
You got to speak up a little bit.
Bob, you never thought about transgender, probably like I did. I never thought about it until, 3 times.
I'll tell you one thing. Years ago, we thought, in my generation, we thought transgender was a curse word.
So I feel like we need to give that joke a little bit of oomph. There's a vulgar punchline that you can't. What? Never mind. Did you think about Renee Richards? You ever hear of Renee Richards? That was a tennis player in the 70s who switched genders. And then nothing really happened until Bruce Jenner.
Yes.
And the TV movie in the 70s with Robert Reed from the Brady Bunch.
Yes.
That was it. We're going to talk Korean War in a moment. And, my gosh, the coldest war, they called it. Bob Orban, thank you for being here. But I'm going to go to Provo, Utah. Is that where this thing is going down? And this is the roommate of the alleged shooter telling the story in court. And we're getting a good look at him and finding out some things we didn't know. Go ahead and hit it, Carlos.
First, what's your name?
Full name with middle name, or just first and last?
First and last is fine.
Okay, my name is Lance Twiggs.
And do you know Tyler Robinson?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do.
And this is the same Tyler Robinson that's been charged with the shooting of Charlie Kirk?
Yes.
And would you say when you first met Tyler?
I think it was 2023. I've known him longer than that, though. That was, I think, the first time I met him in person.
Okay. And will you describe your relationship with Tyler when you first met him anyway?
When I first met him, I didn't know him super well. He was just a new roommate, so I knew he knew my friend group, and I knew he liked playing games, but that's about it when we first, when he first moved in.
Okay. Before we go on, I realized my mic was muted at the outset. Was yours on, your microphone? Okay. I'm going to repeat those admonitions just to make sure we've got it recorded. Okay, so, again, I placed you under oath. Just to make a record, I'm going to do it again. You do solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give in this issue shall be the truth, the whole
I hope it
truth,
doesn't echo like this the entire time.
Yes.
And again, I'm going to give you the false statement admonition.
Sorry, hold on. And,
Yeah, fix the echo, lady.
It's echoing, so I
think my phone's mic is on.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, you know I'll mute my mic. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so we should be good. All right.
Okay. Now that we got that fixed.
Is that mic off?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, sorry about that interruption. All right, so you said when you first met you were roommates?
Yeah.
Okay. And then at some point, your relationship progressed to something more than just roommates. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
When was that?
I think we started dating 2 or 3 months after he moved in.
Okay. And where did you live at that time?
St. George, in an apartment complex.
And is that apartment the same place you lived when on September 10th?
Yes.
When you lived there with Tyler, were you in the same room? Did you live in the same room or different rooms?
No, separate rooms.
And at that time, let's say September of 2025, what were you doing with your life? Were you working, school?
I was working. I was doing like bathtub and shower repair and stuff in new construction.
Okay. How about Tyler?
I think he was both working. I think he was working for an electrician company then, and he was also in a trade school for.
Hey, stop for a second. I mean, not to get, but would you ever imagine that the guy who installs the bathtub is having a transgender situation with the electrician? It just doesn't sound, you know what I mean? That's just, it doesn't go together. It just doesn't go. But, hey, life is different these days. Keep going, please, if you don't mind.
Hire ranking electrician. I'm not sure how the trade system works for that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he was both.
What was his typical work day like?
I think he'd leave around 7 generally and get back around 3 to 4, depending on where the job was and how long it was for the day. And then on certain days of the week during school, semesters, he would then later in the day, I think around 5 or 6, go to school. So, yeah.
Okay. Let's jump to September 10th. Did he spend the night in the apartment the night of September 9th into September 10th?
Yeah, he did. Yes.
Do you know when he left the apartment on September 10th?
I don't know an exact time. I just know he left early. I heard him leaving, and he just said he had a long drive to work that day, so he was leaving early.
Okay, so early. Any guess as to what when that was?
I don't know. I would have thought it was 5 a.m. because that's when an early work day was for him, but it was probably more like 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna have him spit out his gum just to make sure that
I can do that.
Yeah, I noticed he was chewing gum too. Hey, stop for a second. I don't know about you guys, but I find this very, very interesting. I do. Now I understand because people are talking about this trial a lot, this pre-trial, whatever the hell it is. And I'm like, what's interesting about it? We know he did it. But somehow the little details are fascinating, right? There's something about this. I did notice he was chewing gum. Yeah, who chews gum like that? You know, on video and everything like that? Blowing bubbles? All right, keep going.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so what time did you get up on September 10th?
Probably 12 to 1 p.m.
Okay. You didn't have to work that day?
No.
Did you hear from Tyler? Did he call or text you before then?
No, he sent that message in the group chat I mentioned, but he didn't message me directly at all that day.
Okay. When did you first hear from him on September 10th?
It was at 11 o'clock with that, automated message.
Okay, 11 p.m.?
Yeah.
And? Yes.
You here, remember how I was engraving bullets? Was he engraving bullets before this?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when, but he had said he was planning to go hunting with his family. And he asked me for if we had a Dremel because he said he wanted to engrave messages on bullets. And I just told him where our Dremel was and told him to make sure he doesn't set off a bullet on accident in the house. But I didn't really think about it until then.
How long before September 10th was this that he asked about the Dremel?
I don't remember because he'd been talking about the hunting/camping trip for a couple months, but I don't remember when he was specifically asking to engrave the bullets. So
are we talking a year before?
Oh no, not that long. It would have been I'd say at most a month before this was when he was asking.
Okay.
All right.
Bring this up, and I should say that these text messages that we've been looking at here are Bates number 54. Okay, the notes have been titled 16.3 with a note, and this is Bates number 58. Do you recognize that on the screen there?
Yeah.
What do you recognize it as?
That was the note under his keyboard that he was referring to in the first text of that chain.
Okay, so where did you find this?
On his desk underneath his computer keyboard.
It's the confession, I think.
I assume you read it.
Yeah.
And then what did you do with it after you read it?
I believe I just put it back down on the desk after I took a picture of it.
Okay. And again, the time you read it was probably around 11 o'clock or so on the 10th.
Yes.
The night of September 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And did you ever see that again after you placed it back on his desk?
No, I don't think I did.
And that was a desk in his bedroom?
Yes.
And that's a separate bedroom than your bedroom?
Yeah.
All right.
I now want to go to what's been titled 16.
All right, do me a favor. It goes on like this. And it is interesting. It's kind of slow and laborious, but somehow fascinating at the same time. Now, Senator Mike Lee, Republican of Utah, was in there. And the more I hear from Mike Lee, the more I like him, actually. He's bold. He's smart as hell. And Carlos, if you don't mind, Mike Lee on the proceedings thus far this week, please. Go.
I was in the courtroom today, sitting next to Jeff Kosovic and just behind Erica Kirk, when evidence was admitted by Judge Graff. That evidence, the evidence admitted today, is absolutely compelling. It's damning. It contains multiple confessions by the defendant, Tyler Robinson, acknowledging not only that he killed Charlie Kirk, but acknowledging that he did so having planned it in advance in great detail, and acknowledging at one point that he was motivated by hate. So he admitted this on multiple occasions in multiple ways. So it's difficult to imagine how this results in anything other than a conviction. We will stay tuned on that front. The prosecution has done a great job, and Judge Graff, while being very, very thorough, made the right decision to admit this evidence today.
He happens to be a great lawyer as well, Mike Lee. Yeah, if I were the defense, you think about maybe a plea at this point. And well, what leverage does he have? None. I mean, we know he did it. Maybe you could negotiate how many people will be in the room. I don't know. What could you negotiate? The method of death, right? Shooting squad, gas chamber, hanging, push you off a cliff, stampede of elephants. I mean, that's what you can do. That's the option. That's the decent thing to do. Let this guy figure out which way he wants to die. I think that you can negotiate. Not much else. Not much else. Guilty as sin. Okay. We have to go in a second. 800-848-9222. 800-848-9222. Ray Catena, Mercedes-Benz of Edison, the place for your next car. And oh, by the way, the prices vary hugely. You can get we're talking $40,000 all the way up to $200 plus. Okay, there's a car for almost everybody in here. We'll be right back with you and my favorite, Bob Orban, the Korean War veteran. Be right back.
Greg Kelly, entertaining and informative
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
We are back with U.S. Korean War veteran Bob Orban. Happy 94th birthday to you, sir. 94. Wow.
Thank you very much. And like I said before, when it gets to 95, I'm going to sell.
All right. Phew.
Tell me your favorite car.
What's that?
What was your favorite car ever?
Your favorite car?
My favorite car?
Yeah.
All of my life I've had luxury cars. My daughter deals with Ray Catena, and I told her later in life, I said, Lisa, I want to get another car. She says, what do you want to get? I said, I want to get a Mercedes. You want to get a Mercedes? I says, yes. I says, I've always wanted a Mercedes, and before I go, I want a Mercedes. Well, I just want to tell the world now, I've had, like I said before, I've had luxury cars all my life, most of my life. The Mercedes-Benz is the best car I have ever had and had the fortune of owning. Because I didn't have to go any place. I've been retired for 29 years now. I didn't have to go any place during the day. But when I was able to drive, I would get into my car and just go for a ride.
There you go. That's how it works, Bob, when you think about it.
Just go for a ride and sit behind the wheel of that car. I tell you what, maybe it sounds corny. I love that car.
I love that. Wait. Oh my God. I just had a Goodfellas moment, right? I love that car. Remember, I told you not to buy anything big? All right, so listen, Bob, do me a favor.
The car that I had was a C300.
Okay. Oh.
And when I came down here to buy the car, I walked into the showroom where it is, and my daughter was with me, and I said, I saw this. I like a silver car. I saw this silver car. I said, that's the car I want. She says, Daddy, you didn't look at anything else. I said, I don't have to look at anything else. That's the car I want.
Hey, Bob, do me a favor. I want to talk about killing communists in Korea, if you don't mind, just for a second. No. How long were you in Korea?
Almost 2 years.
Oh, my. 2 years?
Well, I went in when I was 19. I come out when I was 22. And not quite 2 years, maybe.
What was your job in the Army?
Well, when I went in, I was in infantry, and then later on I went into what they call heavy weapons. And when I went into Korea, I was on what was called a 75 recoilless rifle.
Yeah.
But that rifle was right up on line. But later on, when things got a little while later, they introduced a weapon called the 105 howitzer, which was mounted on a Jeep. And it didn't have, there was no recoil. The back blasts all come out the back. And I was a gunner on that, because now when I went up on line, I was the last ammo bearer.
It was cold over there, wasn't it?
Oh. In the summertime, you sweated you know what off. In the wintertime, you froze the same thing off. And the thing about it, not only was it cold, it was damp.
Weird. And you know what, Bob? It's amazing to see you and knowing what you have done, your molecules, your bones, where they've been 94 years. And now in comfort behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, it's such a privilege to sit with you. Thank you, Bob.
Okay.
Thank you. Happy birthday. Don't go away. Stand by. Hey, Doug Wells, you meet all kinds of people here at this beautiful dealership. I mean, seriously. I mean, my goodness gracious. What's this? Oh, there's a Marine out there we'd like to say hello to. Captain Neil Gallagher and Chris Gallagher. Captain Chris Gallagher, thank you very much. We've got Captain Neil Gallagher. We got Captain Chris Gallagher. Semper Fi, you guys. And Doug, thanks for everything.
Thank you for coming. Thanks for having us. And thank you for talking with him. He's great.
Yeah, no, Bob, living, breathing American hero right there.
And he sent me a testimonial like 2 years ago on it.
He loves cars. He loves Mercedes. I'll see you guys on Monday. To be continued. God bless America.
Thanks for listening to The Greg Kelly Show. You can hear The Greg Kelly Show weekdays at 12:15 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Get ready, Staten Island.
The Ferry Hawks are back at SIUH Community Park July 7th to the 12th for a 6-game series against the High Point Rockers. Tonight, first pitch is at 6:30. It's Thirsty Thursday with $5 Bud and Bud Light Drafts. Friday, July 10th, first pitch is at 7 p.m. May the Force be with you on Star Wars Night with post-game kids glow around the bases with special lightsaber training packs.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.